Hello and welcome back to Roguelike Thursdays. Let's see what we have today. Tutorial on how to make a roguelike. Cool. I kind of want to make one at some point. But, oh, a complete tutorial. Even better. Sector 2F. Coffee Break Roguelike. Okay. Main platform is Android, but it is runnable on desktop platforms as well. Alright, that sounds like I might not be able to play, but let's find out. Alright, here we are. That was quick. Tap to start. Can I use the arrow keys to... Ow! Oh, jeez, that was loud. Interesting. Is it Pac-Man? Wait, what's going on? What does it say? Doesn't say what its inspirations are. Tap to start. So if I imagine... Okay. So if I hold over here, no. So clicking shoots, and then you rotate. Okay, so you choose a direction, and then you press it again to move in that direction. But it takes an action just to choose that direction. But you can switch instantly from side to side. So if I was playing on an Android, I feel like this would be really annoying. I'm just trying to use I'm trying to imagine the swipe controls. Seems like it'd be very imprecise. Because a mouse is more precise than a finger. Like I think this would, I think this would be terrible actually. Unless its control's not translating over properly for some reason. Just like that turnaround is an interesting mechanic on a computer, but on a phone I think that'd feel really bad. I don't know. Maybe there's like a thing that pops up that's like, what orientation do you want? No, because doing that gets me hit. Okay. Right, well, let's just play it with keyboard controls then, which seems much better. So, does it pause if you... Did you see that? If you go outside the window, it pauses, but it's a turn-based game. Okay. I wonder... I was actually going to... Yeah, I don't know. Something's strange going on here. Maybe if I play a bit more, it'll make sense. Okay, what's that red... Oh, I can shoot myself. Does that hurt me? It does. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And... Game over... For some reason. Okay. I don't know what did that. Maybe you're supposed to like tilt it if you're playing on a phone. I don't know what the controls would be. It says simple touch interface, so I'm not sure. Okay, blowing up the garbage can led to... Okay, waste appears to be a good thing. So what's the story here? What am I? Am I like a super light janitor or something? Okay. I seem to be able to walk around as much as I want. That's the key, alright. And it says there's 2 red things. Oh, I can pick up red things. Okay. Are those like missiles or something? What would I... Oh, they're bullets. I see. Okay. So, and there might be carryover between levels. So now I have no bullets. And whatever that thing is growing. Okay. Alright, so you don't want to use your bullets if you can avoid it. You do want waste, possibly? Okay. Rat thing is dangerous. Garbage can gets in the way. If I walk into it, does that take a bullet? No. Okay. What is this thing? It's a teleporter. Okay. So I go down here. I grab some bullets. I grab some trash. And then I'm going to need to quell it up over here. A second. Yeah. Come on. Here we are. Pow. Alrighty. Quell was a great game on the phone. There's not many good phone games in my opinion, but Quell was one of them. Is this dangerous? Nope. I don't know what it did, but it doesn't seem to be dangerous. Oh, it's Maybe it's like a double shot? I don't know. It seems to be suggesting it does something. Okay. Get out of the way. So that thing chooses a random direction when it makes a corner, it appears. Okay. I'll grab that key. I'll grab that. And nice and safe. Okay. And it looks like the enemies don't have that same turnaround leg that I do. Dodge. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was a score of 11. Okay. Bonus health? Nope. Okay. I don't know if this isn't a roguelike, is it? Like this is a arcade game. And now I think roguelikes and arcade games have a lot in common. But I don't think that means they're the same thing. Now, I don't know how I would differentiate them in this case. But something to do with the lack of adventure, maybe? I don't know. Like, you are fighting things, you have weapons. There's not really anything to discover, though, right? Like besides the rules themselves. It certainly doesn't feel like a roguelike, but it does raise the question of what is a roguelike. As if that hasn't already been asked a billion times. Okay, so I think I can safely, and get out of here. Like, we played that, what was the game before? It was like Ocean Man with the harpoon. I think I left it, it's on my computer somewhere still, because it was actually pretty fun. But there was that game. Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah. Okay, and that wasn't a roguelike, I'd say, but this one's a bit closer to the line. Oh, well, that was not fair. These levels are not equally difficult at all. I just have 5 times ammo or something, maybe? This is very strange. Okay. I think I'm about done here, but I'm going to... Yeah, there's different kinds of enemies to see, that's for sure. Get the key. Key's down here. Yeah, it's reminding me of just the wraparound. It's like Pac-Man or Quell. But it doesn't really take advantage of that, I guess. Okay, that thing is obviously a little dangerous. Alright, little rat. And some of the foes are very easily avoidable. That one looks like you might wake it up, that green thing. Is that like a big ammo thing? Yeah, okay, that's 5 ammo. Oh, maybe that was added to the game because I played enough or something. Maybe I unlocked a new item. Because we saw that ×5 pop-up appear before that thing was seen. Okay, and enemies can fight each other. It doesn't really seem to be much of a way to bait them together. But yeah, and the turnaround mechanic is... It's kind of frustrating. Like, I kind of see the point, like, you're meant to be slower than the enemies, so you have to be more methodical and careful. But if you get surrounded by enemies like this, there's not much for you to do other than hope for the best, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna see if this is like a strength up. I don't know, but he seemed to have grabbed the key, which is interesting. There's definitely a lot of mechanics at play here, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, what do we have? I think there's a lot of interesting mechanics at play. But I don't remember where I saw it, but it's a great idea in game design, and it doesn't necessarily apply to this game because, I haven't fully experienced it. But the saying is that interesting doesn't mean the same thing as fun. Right, now that was cool. I don't think you can really choose to do that, but the having tons of mechanics and things to discover is certainly interesting and complex, and each enemy seems to have their own unique AI, which again is very interesting. But the turnaround is also an interesting idea. You don't see that in too many roguelikes, if any. But again, and I don't know what the trash bags are about. That's straight. Am I supposed to drop off the garbage? Hang on. No, it doesn't. Oh, you probably just destroy it for bonus garbage. Except, why would you do that? Because your ammo is so limited. Maybe if you have more ammo than you know what to do with. There does also appear to be rockets, but I don't know what the control for that is. Because I don't know what other controls are available to me. Okay. 2 floor cleared. So W is, yeah, that's a rocket. Okay. But how do I use the rocket? Oh, okay. E changes the size of your phone, I guess. What else do I have available? Escape. Escape pauses it for some... Oh, okay. So those just tell you what they are. So the menu screen, that's a good idea. Oh, hello. What is this? Secret area? Oh. Okay, so G gives you a random map, or maybe resets the level. I'm not sure. Okay. Have not figured out how to fire the rocket yet. Perhaps... If I press multiple directions at once? Nope. What if I, like, click on an enemy? Does that fire a rocket? Nope, that just shoots. Right click does not shoot either. I shot myself twice and then got hit by the enemy. Okay. Shift move, no. That's interesting. I can't even escape them. But he took the power up, and then I get the power up back. Okay, so those guys can steal power-ups. The Cyclops thingy is a bit slower to attack, but it moves at the normal rate. So yeah, there's definitely things to learn. Let's look at the Google Play Store. I wonder if that's still up. No, okay. And the website here says, long press to fire a rocket. There we go. All right, let's try out the rocket. Maybe the rocket is the thing that makes all the difference. Okay, rocket destroys terrain, which, a game like this does have some potential. Okay, but what do I do here? I turn around, I get hit. I fire. I guess I could have moved in the same direction I was facing. Okay, that's adrenaline. Doesn't say what adrenaline does. Let's read this page a little bit. See if we're missing anything. Okay, like it was for a game jam, right? So it's impressive when you get anything, and this is very impressive given that it's a full experience. Like, all the enemies, all the art, everything is coherent, everything is unified. I will say Mario had, the original Mario game had 2 creators. They had the programmer and artist, who was Miyamoto, and then they had the story writer, who, I don't remember his name, and he just announced he's retiring from Nintendo as well. But he wrote the story, and I thought at first that was kind of silly, but I was talking to my brother about it, and he pointed out, Mario makes sense. You start playing and it makes sense, which is a miracle given how wacky it is. And this game, you've got trash cans, you've got shotgun shell looking laser bolts, you got, like, there's definitely a sci-fi theme to it, so it kind of makes sense on that front. But it's a little bit like, what is adrenaline? Are you the Doom Marine? Why do you turn around? Like, what Plants vs. Zombies did was he wanted to do a tower defense game where one enemy moved and one didn't, essentially, right? Or a tactics game. And so he wanted one enemy to move slowly, so he's like, okay, zombies, and mindlessly, so they move in a straight line. And then one thing that can't move. What can't move? Plants. So in a game like this, where your character is having troubles moving around, I think having a jetpack, so it's like he's trying to maneuver in space and it's difficult, or if he's walking around on ice, for instance, would probably convey that, like, okay, you're struggling to move. Instead of it just feeling weird, it's like, okay, that's why the aliens can move, but I can't. Like, there's some reason, right? I think the aliens themselves, like the big tough guy looks like a big tough guy. The stealing thing looks like a rat. Like, those are pretty good. And I figured out the key pretty quickly. It looks kind of like a key card in the teleporter. Yeah, I'm curious if this guy, because obviously talented at making some, like, turnaround and everything. So let's see if Devil Buddy has done anything else. Okay, so yeah, he's not bad at pixel art. I'll give him that. I'm guessing I can move within this realm here. I'm gonna move my frog up. So is this like chess? Move frog. Okay. Grunt has 2 health. Move Grunt. Move up that tank. Move up that Grunt. Move up Mr. Helmet Man. Okay. They're bringing all their troops in. All right, bring up the grunt, bring up the tank, bring up the other grunt, bring up the other tank, bring up the helmet. So helmet seems to combine speed and power. Frog is quick but weak. Okay. Grunt, kind of middle of the road. Tank is slow but decently strong. Okay, so where do the tactics and strategy come in here? Oh, okay, interesting. So the frog is ranged. Can I attack? Okay, so they have to be in your movement range radius to attack, it appears. There's no retaliation. So that frog is ranged, so I need to get in there as soon as I can. If I want to look at... Okay, so that's you taken out. The tank is going to take a while to take out, so I might as well go for something I can actually beat. Okay, that's you down. Bring my tank in. Take out their frog in a single hit. Yeah, that should work. Take out that guy. And I assume everyone does 1 damage per hit, it appears. Okay. So this is a fight I will lose, but I can at least... Did they retaliate, or did they just get to go again quickly? They might have just... Okay. That's you down. Now they just have a tank left. Alright. Yeah, having a ranged troop seems very useful, especially when they can move. Okay. And I win. Yay! Okay, you know, it's like tactics do work in the game to some extent. There's not too much tactical... Well, there's a few tactical decisions to make. But if you were playing this against a human who's trying to win, it would be a lot of dancing around and nothing happening. But obviously, like, it wasn't close even. It wasn't close at all. So there is obviously a little bit of tactical choice to make. And yeah, and it's a working engine, which... Choosing a unit and then making them move was always difficult for me when I was trying to make tactical games. So I think that's interesting. And actually, on that note, since I'm critiquing someone's games like this, how about I pull up one of my own games that I made when I was 16? Yeah, let's see if I can dig it up. All right, give me a second here. All right, let's go through the games in the order I created them. So I made them in Game Maker back when I was 16, like I said. So this game I made for school. The idea was that you are a teacher, this guy, and these are all the students. And of course, because you're a teacher, the students follow you. But I believe you can blow your whistle. Yeah, which would tell the students to come to you, maybe? It doesn't seem to do much other than make you cough. And I think if the students hit the skeleton, they would die. Yes. So you have to keep your students safe. But you can also drive the school bus, which is this. I recolored a chocolate bar. And then the school bus can pick up all the kids. And then the school bus can take the kids to the next map. Yes. Okay. There isn't one. All right. So that was my first. And can you? Oh, you can also spit out the kid. Right. But I remember this. You can actually remove more kids than there are. Yeah. So you can, there was no limiting factor on how many kids you could kick out of the school bus. So yeah, you can just have infinite students. So you're fine no matter what. All right, so that was the first game I made. But this isn't the first game I made. I actually made a really... Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, but I made a really cool dogfighting game. There's a tutorial back when Yo-Yo Games was around to make a dogfighting game, but I took it to the next level and I made like a custom AI for one of the opponents, and it was so cool. Unfortunately, it... Like I made Manfred von Richthofen and his Fokker, and it was so cool, but unfortunately no longer exists. So that's one game. All right, let's do the next one that I still saved. I wish I had saved some of the better ones I made. Okay, so this is also a school game, except you'll see this one is vastly improved because there's 2 enemies, and it says number of students on bus instead of score, plus the kids aren't just randomly following me. Instead, they get kicked away if they get too close. But if I press enter, then the desks all disappear. I can tell the kids, come on, follow me, across the road. I get in the school bus. And I can pick up the kids again. And did I fix the bug of infinite students? Well, there's a sound now. And you'll see that it actually keeps track of the number of kids on the bus. Now let's see if I can unload more than there is. And look, oh, look, the map continues on. It's like playing Legend of Zelda. Oh, and then it loops back around. So you can drive one thing down the road. So this the school project this was made for never ended up happening. Basically, we had to make a website for school, and we made the website. The website's actually quite nice. I think they still use it today. But the game we were going to put on the website, we decided not to because it never really went anywhere. All right. So now let's grab another game. So the reason I was thinking about Quell, or showing my own games and then about Quell, is because I liked Quell so much, I decided to make my own version of Quell. Because Quell I thought was, if you've never played Quell, it used to be a game on the phone, I don't know if it still is, but it's this beautiful game. It's a sliding block puzzle, so basically, if you swipe in any direction, it moves in that direction until it stops. So I just press the up arrow key, it moves in that direction, press left, it moves that way. And the goal, as you can see up here, is to pick up every dot. However, you want to do it in that many moves or less. So, because you can of course just move around like this, and eventually you'll get every single one. Actually, that was perfect. That was perfect anyways, apparently. But you can also waste your time, like just moving back and forth like this, and then grabbing it. Now, I believe, yeah. All right, so to further illustrate Quell and why I fell in love with it, I discovered it's on Steam, so I went and bought it. It's about $5, which I think is definitely worth it if you've never played it. And I don't like puzzle games, but this game, you'll see why, I think. And there's a bunch of sequels to it as well. This is just the base game. So. The music's a large part of it, of course. And let's see. So, if you're playing this, you might think, okay, I can go this way, I can go this way, and then I'll go here, and then I'll go here, and then I'll complete it. But you'll see that's not a perfect play. So what if you went back to that level, and instead you go, then you get a perfect play. And then you can also, I don't know what the coins are for. It might just be an achievement thing. But I've played this game a lot, so I know a lot of these levels, even though I haven't played it in like 10, maybe more than 10 years. I've replayed it over and over again and beat all the levels. I have a pretty good idea of the game. And did you see that? This cracked when I hit it. It's like, okay, what's that about? So there's certain blocks in the game, which if you hit them multiple times, you actually get this little gem here. And you're like, wait, there's a gem on this level. Okay, so that seems obvious, but then what about the previous levels? So now, if we go up here, you can see that I don't have a perfect score on this level, but I've got the gem. So, okay, so where would the gem be here? And the gem is often in the hardest to reach place. So it'll be some place you can't normally hit, and you do need momentum to crack the gem. You can't just do it normally. So it'll be a space that I don't... I'm not going to remember where all the gems are, of course. There it is. There's a bit of a pattern to it once you get into the rhythm. So we don't have the gem on this level either. So let's see. No. Okay. Got a good feeling about... No. Alright. Perhaps... And a lot of the time you get the gem if you move back the way you came. But in this case... That is not it. Oh, there it was. Hang on. Pow. There's the gem. And yeah, bubble cannot change direction while in motion, as you'll see in a moment in my version. You very much can. Okay. So I did not get a perfect score on this one, I don't think. So let's see. What's the best way to do that? And then how do I go straight across? I would have to land on one of these spaces here, or here, in order to go straight across. In other words, or I can land inside here and then go down. But to go inside there, I'm going to need to do this whole circular motion, which of course, way too slow. So I think it's probably faster to do something like... Oops. Let's try that again. Boop, boop. No, I can't even get back. Okay. Boom. What's this look like? That's not enough. Okay. Uh-huh. But then how do I get there? And that's the question again, right? It's like, okay, that's one short. You can also, I never really did it, but it is possible to get better than a perfect score. If you can basically, because the developers did the best they could, but if you beat their perfect puzzle score, you actually do get, I don't remember what this, it's like an emerald badge or something, and I don't know if they've patched them now to make it even harder, but I imagine they kept them the same. Okay. And I think, let's not let the perfect be the enemy of the good here. Let's just keep moving on for now. So these green things you'll see in my own demonstration. And they are just a one-way gate. Okay. And then we've completed that stage. And I think the best way to play this game, the most peaceful way, is to just beat the level. Because it's actually kind of tricky to beat some of the levels. So just play the whole thing, try to beat the level. And then go back through, get all the hidden gems, and then go through again and, get all the, try to get perfects and everything. And if you don't get a perfect relatively quickly, move on to the next one and then just keep looping. I think it's, yeah. And so these, you see if you stab them, you just explode like that. However, let's see if I can demonstrate this. It's a little tricky on this one. I don't think there's a way I can get over there. Yeah. Complete 3 levels perfectly. And I don't remember what those shells are for. But let's just move on. Okay, right. So you'll see the size of these spikes. Harmless. Totally safe to go against. And the more levels you leave imperfect, that's more levels in the future you can make perfect. And as you can see, you wrap around the screen as well, which is one of the major mechanics, which is why 2F reminded me of this game, because of the looping. I think one of the best ways to deconstruct puzzles, and it's part of the reason why I don't like puzzles, but I kind of like this one because it's so minimalistic that you get it fairly quickly. But in general, the reason I don't like puzzle games is because you can deconstruct them. So let's look at it like this. If I get this first, I then have to get over to this pearl over here. However, there's only one space that I can get out of here, and that is right here. And that does, the only move I can go from here is either back to where I was, so that resets, or I die, which means it's not the correct answer. So you can sit here and you can basically, it's kind of like doing a maze in reverse. You can say, okay, so that isn't the correct answer. Just like up isn't the correct answer. Up and right anyways. But maybe you think, okay, well then what about up and left? Okay, where does up and left take you? It takes you here, okay, and then what's that do? It gets you spiked again. Okay, so up isn't the answer at all. And so then you can think, okay, what about down? Well, down isn't it. What about right? Okay, ooh, nope, that doesn't work either. But, bum, 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 bum. And then, how about bum, 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 bum. Yeah. So you kind of see, what did the developer want me to learn from this? And then you do that. And that's probably why people like puzzles, but it's why I don't like puzzles. I don't want to like reverse engineer the other person's mind. So these were a nightmare when I tried to implement them into my game. I never quite got them working. I think it'd be pretty easy nowadays with what I know. But the rings just maintain your momentum. And yeah, you can see there's the gem there, just so we have it. And look, this will be easy to get a high score on next time we play it. You could do, so it's nice to get a bad, I'm an archery coach, and one thing we like to do with the kids is say, don't go for your best score necessarily the first time. I mean, like try, definitely try, but you want to beat your score for the next one, so give yourself something to beat. And oh, direction is preserved. Yes. So we're still in the tutorial, obviously. It doesn't really ever get much more complicated than this. The only other major addition, I believe, yeah, is the pushing blocks, which, if male and female combine, they vanish. And then the only other mechanic I believe that they add to the game, and yeah, everything interacts with everything else, which is pretty cool. Is they'll introduce more blocks, so blocks that like male will just bounce off of each other's, and female, same thing. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, perfect targets for the shelf as well. Gives you something to work towards, which is fun. And yeah, as you can see, perfect is 82. This guy got much higher. Okay. So the only other mechanic I believe is multiple, I remember this level taking me forever to perfect in the past. Multiple drops of water at the same time. Okay. Whoop. And each level contains a hidden jewel, which we already knew about, but they gave a little hint to where it was that time. More haste. This level, I remember, was one that also took me quite a while to solve. But I guess whatever it took to solve there, it stuck. Okay. Now they're getting a little bit more difficult for just trying to commentate and play at the same time. Yeah, like, so this one, what do I need to do to get in there? Yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah, 44 out of 26. That'll be an easy one to beat in the future. And we'll just see if we get to another, mechanic anytime soon. Okay, so there's only one place I can go. And if I go this way, I can't finish off there. But I actually think that's probably fine. Yeah. There's a one to shave off. The ones where there's only one to shave off, that's where it gets trickier. So, oh, the trap. What trap? Just go down here and oh no. I'm trapped. So what do? You go for the gem. That's what you do. Pow. I remember that one. Okay. But if I want to beat this level properly, I believe correct answer is that. There we are. Open and shut case. I think this is one of my favorite levels. Because it's a neat concept. And then, because it gets you used to the idea of which side of the green thing will you land on when you're done. Presentation of this game is phenomenal. I think, like, it's a very basic puzzle game, but they do such a good job of presentation, and it's wild how these levels, like, I remember all of them. It's crazy how I don't know what it is about the design, but you shouldn't just remember abstract stages like this, but like every single one of them I remember. Of course, that said, I also played them a ton, so that probably adds to it. I'm not sure. I think I have also, that level's probably meant to be harder, but when you've played it so many times. Okay, now this one I do remember being fairly difficult, actually. But you have this little squishy mechanic here you can see, which is fun. Oh, you can just, wait, can you just like spam achievements? Maybe not. Okay. And then same thing you can do here. You just go like, "Wah, I'm trapped forever in the void." Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. And, oops, next level I meant to do. I guess I'll just have to do it again. There we are. Okay. Yeah, I remember this one as well. Whoop, 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 whoop. First try. There we go. Okay. So this one's interesting because if you pass by here, it's over, right? So you actually have to be a bit more cautious than you think. And I'm just gonna, no, okay. I had a feeling one of those was the, okay, it's gotta be you, no. I'm looking for the gem. That's what I am doing here. Interesting. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Okay, and that's another shelf complete. Yeah, I should probably just, you know, get back to the video. This is meant to be a little aside just to get you an idea of the game. But, oh yeah, I guess levers are something I haven't seen really, but... So they just keep adding little things. There's a bunch of sequels to the game. They're all equally good, I would say. And I just liked it enough that I made my own version. And I did that because I wanted to make a level editor. It was meant to be a Father's Day gift for my dad, actually. I didn't get it done in time. And I couldn't, I wasn't good enough. Like I was trying to make it, but I didn't have the knowledge I needed to make a game like it. I spent quite a bit of time on it, but never quite solved it. Phew! Look at that. Equal points. All right, I really do. I think I'm about to like beat the game. Is there more shelves in this? Like I think I 100%ed the game in the past. So like, you know, all perfects, that sort of thing. So, and my dad also loved it, and he more than 100%ed it. He got all those developer ones that they themselves didn't figure out. So it's probably a reason I'm flying through it like this. Oh yes, this one. Pew! It's just fun to watch it go. Okay. And then you're trapped. Alright, I'll leave it there. Maybe I'll go back to the shelf and just see if there's more. Now I do remember, let's see. And I think I had a combined version on my iPod that had like multiple levels. Like multiple, like, you know, Quell 1, Quell 2, Quell 3 all in the same game. But I believe if you clicked on this, it did something. I guess it doesn't anymore. Alright, back in the main video. Grabbing it. Now I believe, yeah. So what's supposed to happen when you hit the sides in Quell is that nothing happens to you. But I couldn't figure out how to make only the tips of the spikes deadly. I now know how to do that. You just make the direction only dangerous if they're moving that direction. So for instance, if I'm moving right, set my right variable to 1, and then this only is live if you're moving to the right. You could just do that. Simple. But I didn't know that back in the day. I also didn't know how to lock your controls after you hit. So you can actually just spam. You won't get a high score though. And yeah, so there is also, now what is the deal with different colored ones? So yeah, you can get lost in the void. I think that'll just pop you. So green things in Quell, if you pass through them, you can then block. And that took me forever. So often I would just get, when I was testing it, my little water droplet here would get lodged inside the things. But I finally made it work. So you can go here, you can go up here, you can come here. Yeah, just like that, they get stuck. But how this map's meant to work is you go here, you go down, you go up, you go over here. The problem was when I hit that, I would freeze. Which I wanted to do was go here, go here, you'd activate that, then you could pop over to this side, and, to this side of that thing, I think. And then stop there. Like, I planned out the actual courses. They just didn't work totally, as you can see. And getting this, the first time I made Quell, this was a doozy, because I couldn't figure out how to end the game when you finally picked up all of them. Without doing it for like each dot. So it's like, okay, on this map you need 6 and then you end the game. On this map you need 5, you end the game. So what I did is each dot is actually constantly checking if there's any other dots. And if there's no other dots, it actually changes into an identical looking dot, which makes you win the level. And if I don't believe there was a way to, yeah. I think I did have a menu key somewhere. I also was going to build a level editor. Oh, actually, I'll wait. Okay. I was actually also going to build a level editor at one point. And I got somewhat into it, but never quite happened. And I think, yeah, so here's the, I guess one of the final levels. The final level I made. Never ended up finishing this game because I just couldn't figure out how to make spikes and stuff work, so it bothered me too much, basically. But I think now I understand computers enough, and obviously this is the last place you want to go, that I could probably do this. I could probably make it work, and maybe I should do that as a project at some point. This one, I think what you'd want to do is a little something like that. And then you have to come back down, round and over and round, bam, 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 bam. Well, I clearly messed up. I don't actually know what song this is. I'm guessing it's something from Incompetech, but I don't know what it is. I don't have the files anymore, so I can't remake these from where they were. Which is a shame. Game Maker used to be very cool. Let's see if I can just line this shot up. Pow. There we go. First try. 49 out of 17. Alright, so I made that game. Now, I think this next game is the only fun game I ever really made, besides that dogfighter I was telling you about. So this is, of course, Pong. With the Cove theme song for Here's My Magic. Doesn't seem to be keeping track of score here. But what I would do is I would ask friends or family to play. I'd be like, hey, you want to play Pong? I made a Pong game. And they're like, okay, sure, we'll try it out. So they'd play my Pong game and they'd be like, yeah, that's kind of cool, all right. And then we might get into it and we're playing a bit. And then what I would do is maybe I let a few through, or maybe I'm just losing. And I go, okay, you know what? Okay, not that one. Hang on. No. Here we go. Is Lord Cameron playing? Pow. And then they'd be like, because they'd be like, why is it called Pirate Pong? It's like, well, because we're on water. It's like, yeah, but that's not much. It's like, no, see, if I'm playing, then I have a pirate ship. And I'm like, oh, look at that's cool. And every time the pirate ship hits the ball, it like explodes. That's kind of fun. All right, that's cool. So then they'd be into that. And I'd say, and you know why it's a pirate ship? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'd fire cannonballs at them. And I didn't know back then how to make only one shot at a time. I didn't know about putting a timer on it. So I'd get this cannonball with infinite shots. It's like, what? That's not fair. And then my family wanted some in on the action. So my brother was like, all right, well then I get a UFO. I was like, okay, fine. And so his UFO is let's see. It's been a while. Right. The UFO is magnetic, I believe. Wait, no. No, that's just restarting the game, I think. Yeah. How does the UFO work? It does this. Oh, right. That was why. I remember the UFO's power. So my brother was like, this is stupid. I need something. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll give you a UFO that has a force field. So now, you're immune to the cannonballs. You can make the cannonballs bounce. But of course, the pirate ship is still immune to... Oh no, it's not immune on that side. So then he got a thing that made him immune to the cannonballs. And then my dad wanted in on it as well. So my dad was... No. Where was that? It was... These are just they're keys on the keyboard that you have to press, basically. There we go. Press L. So he wanted the Enterprise. So I'm very... Like, to this day, that is such a cool effect. And he got the tractor beam. So it's like, oh, you're about to shoot. Oh, no. Oh, you're about to shoot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're about to shoot. No, all right. Oh, and oh, you're about to shoot. And I don't think I did anyone else, actually. And I don't think it works on cannonballs. Yeah, no. But that was the... that's my Pirate Pong. Very silly little game. Finally, of all the games I preserved, and again, the one good game I made I didn't save for some insane reason. This game is probably the most impressive one I made. Like, it's probably my biggest technical achievement. So this is Dr. Force. So basically, It's a platformer. You're this little doctor fellow. But he's not very jumpy for a platformer. However, he has different potions. So purple potion, he can jump higher. And then he gets to the door, and he went. Okay, he gets to the door, and he wins. There we go. No, hang on. What? I don't. Right, this is the secret level. Okay, round 2. So, how do you read signs in this game? Whoever made this had no idea how to make things usable. Okay, so there is some way. So what I would like to see from this game is some, like, you know, a letter pops up, like press E to read signs or something. Just so that the player would know, like, I made this game, keep in mind, but this is just me talking to my 16-year-old self. Like, hey man, I can't figure out how to play your game anymore. What would your key be if you had made a game when you were 16 to enter a door? Like, I would say space, but space has apparently reset the map for some reason. It's vaguely coming back to me. All right. Did you see that? That was something. Ooh. Okay. So if I right-click on the blocks, you right-click on the sign to activate it. Okay. That is not a choice I would expect. Oh no, the bridge is out. Use your new invention to fix it. No mention of how to use my invention, of course. But it appears if I right-click on blocks, I can make them fly away. Now, of course, how you're supposed to play my games. Okay, so left-click draws highlighted objects towards the left-click. I get it. Okay. There we go. Excellent. So I think the idea for the tutorial was that I would sit down beside you and watch you play and tell you you were doing it wrong. So that was why I didn't make a proper tutorial. Okay. So it only appears to sometimes activate. And I'm pretty sure I don't even need the block to complete this puzzle, actually. Move. Okay, move. Now this is actually meant to be the background. I made the tiles too small, so this isn't like blocks. I mean, maybe they are interacting with it, but in theory, they're just, this is one temperamental block. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The invention succeeding. Okay, so I think I need, and yeah, you can't highlight the black blocks. Okay, there we go. Next level. Right, now I believe what this one does. Come on, Dr. Force. Yeah, no. See, I would, if I had to play Sector 2F or this game, Sector 2F every time. This is, but I really want to get this, oh, here we go, here we go. We're going. I want to get to the next level because, there we are. All right, and down again. Just down a little bit. There we go, okay. Just starts moving, oh, no! Okay, if you're watching this, right, can you figure out, so long press, not doing anything, can you figure out what rules govern the physics of these blocks? Because I cannot, and I made the game. Like, it doesn't quite, do I need to, oh, hang on. I know what it is. Yes. Okay. Wow, that's janky. All right, so I don't know if you've figured it out. Maybe if you've made jank programs in the past before. So how the block physics works is it moves towards the background tile I'm clicking on. However, because I didn't make the background tiles large enough, it doesn't. If I just click here, nothing happens. So if I click here, nothing happens. If I click here, you see it starts moving towards that background tile. So that's how the physics works. Okay, so now we figured out how to play the game. And there looks like there's 2 solutions to this one. There's a secret. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Now I believe this one, oops, not over there. I believe this is the potion of, no, this is just another jumpy potion. Okay, there is another, I did make different kinds of potion. Okay, get out of there. I'll just grab it that way, okay. Don't jump too high this time. Gently. Whoop. There we go. Okay, what does this sign say? Good luck figuring this one out. Well, figuring this one out. I think I figured it out. Didn't even need your luck. Bam. Easy. Okay. We've got a nice little house here. Let's now, is there not... Aha! Secret potion. See? I remember some of the game design choices. This one makes you tiny. Okay. And this one also makes you tiny. So you can fit through those gaps. And then we'll just move these, say, over here. I guess I'll move it up first. Make a bridge. Okay, get those out of there. And this one makes you large again. Oh, hello. 1 second. Yeah. No, it makes you fast. Okay. Just gently land on the door. Okay, there's the large potion. Boom. Should have made that like smack into the... I mean, he had a little bounce there, but I think it should like crack the things you land on. That'd be cool. Okay, what does this sign say? Dr. Force has fixed his machine. It should work much better now. So you're telling... Oh, I see. I actually fixed the background, so the game isn't janky anymore. Or less janky. I made that like a plot feature instead of just fixing the game. Okay, but I think the idea here is that I can't get in there. Now, does this little yin-yangy looking thing, and not like anything else, I have a feeling should go on top of that red thing, perhaps. Okay. Now, you know how Brandon Sanderson says, like, write 3 books before publishing one and then throw it away? This is the kind of thing he's talking about. Like, you got to make the games, but you also got to throw them away. You do not publish this game. You do not put this on the Steam store and think. Because you also see what happens. You see, even if I click, it doesn't go straight down, and that's because it's moving towards a vertex of the square instead of to the point on the square I'm clicking at. Okay. Okay, so these eat through purple. So that might be a necessary feature in the future. I'm guessing I need a shrinking potion in order to get through here. But that sounds annoying. Okay, let's see. Move it down. Oop. All right. Let's go, block. Come on, we're moving. We're moving. I wonder if I thought the jankiness was a feature or if I just didn't want to redo the levels. Because it wouldn't take long to just redo the levels at all. Well, also, when you're making games at this level, you're just making them for your friends and family to have fun, right? So you don't think about it too much. I do remember this, like that being able to move your character and control stuff with your mouse independently, I thought was a really cool idea. And this is like a real game, right? Like the others were just kind of trying to figure stuff out. I mean, the Quell one could have been, but I didn't come up with that. But this is a real game I came up with, which is kind of... I will give myself credits for that. But I would not try to publish something like this. I mean, something like this maybe, but like it would actually have to be good. Okay. So we've got a bomb, and we've got whatever that is. Can I move the bomb? I can. So I assume the bomb can affect these. It can. Okay, look at that. Ah. I mean, heart's in the right place. Okay. Now, can I move the strange... No, okay. The never-ending explosion. It's like, play the explosion animation. Forever. Okay, what do you do? Maybe this makes me immune to explosions. That seems like something I would have done. Or maybe it does nothing at all. Oh. Is it a thing that blocks can't pass through, but other things can? I don't know. Well, let's see if I can go through the explosion. The explosion appears to be impassable. So that's a bit of a problem. Well, that was Dr. Force then. Thank you for indulging me. And I will see you in the next roguelike, where maybe we'll have a roguelike instead of a arcade game. Yeah. All right. Take care.